Hey everyone, Dash Attack here, and for once, I'm actually very conflicted with my opinions on the Unicorn Overlord localization because it's not what I expected.
Ah, Jesus, not again.
Let me explain. Every piece of bad localization I've covered has always been like localizers hiding problematic wording and content or even graphics from the American version. Here, it's just they the Japanese dialogue is a very simple and bland, whereas the American version is all Shakespearean and wordy and adds details and character traits to characters that may not exist in the original. Now, I'm conflicted about this because I prefer things to be more detailed rich and stuff, and I don't want like dialogue to be flat. But you know, also I just feel like it seems like every piece of dialogue in this game has been like spruced up or added to. So I'll just highlight. You can see some of the things right here. See, look, this word bubble is way longer than the other one. So, like, the big criticism is that every line is like a Shakespearean. Oh, hang on, yeah. So the big criticism is that every line is like some sort of Shakespearean like poem or something. So, like that big speech Aelin gives in the trailer is not in the original. Like the whole, it'll take months or even years, but we will do it. It's more like, let's go. I'll prepare to end the fight. I'll fulfill my duty. It is my task. The months, even years, I shall see thy duties of thy bloodline fulfilled and slay Garlius like the beast he is.
Very dramatic, sir.
And so, like, a bunch of the changes are just, like, little additions. They don't seem so egregious, but, like, still, it makes me, a question of, like, whether or not this is right. And honestly, I don't really know. Some of it seems better, but some of it seems like it's just someone else took over the duty of writing. And that's kind of like the job is to make, they should be making the games like consistent with each other, and I don't know, it just seems like someone like had a lot of fun being their own writer for this. So I'm very conflicted.
How do you feel? I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
I have such mixed feelings about this that I almost decided I wasn't going to cover it, even though this is my thing. SRPGs are my thing. And, like, you know, my whole beef with Fire Emblem Engaged, and my hopes that this would be, like, you know, the thing that, like, really, like, shows Nintendo, like, how bad it is. And while it's not doing what Engage did by selectively censoring dialogue, it basically just rewrote, like, a bunch of the entire game and, like, wrote its own script, which I guess some would say worse, but it's less malicious because it's like they didn't have, like, any sort of agenda behind it. They weren't trying to, I'm not even saying it right. It's hard to get my words. But basically, every change in Fire Emblem Engage was done for some social issue or some PC reason. Whereas this just seems like the localizers thought the dialogue was dry, so they made a conscious decision to make sentences longer. So I don't know how I feel about this. I know some people are not going to get this game because of these changes, because, like, ideally, we want these versions to line up. We want, like, both the English version and the Japanese version to have the same canon and context. And this one is like all over the place, it seems. Almost like every line is different in some way, shape, or form. Anywho's, I have played the game, and so far I like it. You know, what I'm really interested in is the story and the characters. But, so if those are good, I'll still be able to enjoy it. But, you know, it's just that with all the localization problems, it's a death by 1,000 cuts. Like, our trust in the people that are supposed to deliver these games to us has been broken. And, but does that mean we just stop enjoying things? Well, people are also really pissed at Sega and Atlus for being, like, neck deep in ESG and stuff. But, you know, this, I was hoping, you know, being a smaller release would be, like, better. I'm honestly just don't know how to feel. I don't know how I feel, and that kind of bothers me, because in my videos, I always want to give, like, a good, concise opinion about how I feel on things, and here, I just don't know what's right. I don't know, like, I understand they're trying to sell the game in the West, they need people to be engaged with the game. Some of the dialogue is very bare, but does that mean, like, rewriting, like, the entire, like, game? And restructuring all the sentences to make it more Shakespearean? I just don't know. Another interesting thing they did is they make the angels reference God more, which, I don't know, some people said that was a bad thing. I think it's pretty cool and adds flavor, but I'm so conflicted with this one. I'm so sorry. Anyways, there's this game called Crosstales. This one should be like Unicorn Overlord with the same fantasy style and fur bait. I'm going to check this one out. I think there'll be less localization discrepancies with this one. As for Unicorn Overlord, it's hard to say. I'll just wait for, like, the reviews, I guess, the user reviews to come out. And if I guess if people like the game as is, I'll get it. But, like, you know, I don't know. I was just more mad at Fire Emblem Engaged. Anyways, thank you all for listening to my rant. This is Dash Attack. Please watch some of my other videos on Unicorn Overlord and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.